Today, I'm here with Donna Jackson, the co founder and executive director of Emerge Inc. Hi, Donna.
Hi, Laura. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
So, Emerge is a safe program for survivors of domestic abuse and their children. And I was wondering, Donna, if you would be able to tell us how Emerge came to be.
Absolutely. Emerge is a product of my life experience and being in an abusive relationship for 15 years and almost being killed too many times to count. It was very, very difficult for me to leave that relationship, but I had to do that in order to protect my children. I have 5 children, 4 sons, and 1 daughter, and I did not want history to repeat itself through my children or my grandchildren. And leaving the relationship is the most volatile time in any relationship. But when I left, the co-founder of Emerge, Susan Del Monte, tried to help me escape the abuse. And when she did that, my then ex-husband had slashed her many times across her face and other parts of her body, and at the same time, totaling her car while she sat in it. Um, so that made things very, very difficult. But through all of that violence, one of the beautiful things that came out of it is Emerge. And Emerge is now in its 25th year of successfully providing homeless survivors of domestic violence and their children with a safe place to live while providing services to them as well.
So, what are some of those services that you provide besides just the housing? That sounds like an interesting twist on all of this.
Yeah, the housing piece of it is very special because it's a safe place for women and children to go to. They get an opportunity to stay here anywhere from 2 or 3 years, or depending on the family's needs. The locations are confidential for obvious reasons. And while they're here, we do in-house services, our counseling and our mentoring. We have a counselor that comes in and works with the women and children. And she works a lot with them on things like healthy relationships, mental health wellness, physical health wellness. For the children, it's a lot more about stranger danger, what a healthy relationship is, and how to actually be a little boy or a little girl and not try to be a mom or a dad. The mentoring piece I do, and we make a wonderful connection with each other. We have a great bond when they discover that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, that the abuse that they are going through and have gone through is something that they can and will survive. And we get to share one another's stories, and I feed off of them, they feed off of me, and we teach each other a lot about the abuse, how to evade it, and how to make sure that our children and their children don't go through it in the future.
So, Donna, over the 25 years, how many women and children do you estimate that have gone through the Emerge program?
Approximately 250 women and children have come through our program. So that's a beautiful thing.
That is a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. Donna, I imagine that getting funding for something like this, especially for 25 years, is somewhat of a challenge. So, how do you get some of your funds, and what is it that people do to help you?
Okay, well, I'm going to start with Southport Congregational Church. You guys have been a lifeline for Emerge for over, I'd say, over 23 years. And it started out with the carousel. You also had a program called IOBE where you and volunteers would come in and paint the apartments, furnish the apartments, bring appliances, make hopscotch outside for the children, and things of that nature. You've also done things like backpacks every year for the children, new winter coats, hats, gloves, and scarves, Christmas baskets, Christmas gifts, Thanksgiving baskets, Easter baskets. I mean, you name it, you've done it. We've also been very fortunate to be a beneficiary of the quilt show, which lasted for 10 years. And that was a beautiful thing. So there's been, and the monetary donations that we get on an annual basis from the church is amazing. And I think that one of the most important things that we've gotten from Southport Congregational Church is a lot of beautiful relationships, friendships, long lasting for many, many years, that were enabled us to do wonderful fundraisers year after year after year. So you've been a lifeline for us. We just really look to people who want a place to donate money to that knows that it will truly make a difference. And with every dollar that we get, it does make a difference.
That's terrific. So I was also wondering, when your children are going through this, it has to be equally traumatic for the children as well as the moms. And so what kind of services are there for the children, and how do the children, do they go to school locally, or what happens there?
Originally, when we get the children in our program, they've gone through 4 or 5 schools in one calendar year. So having the children come into our program is amazing because they get to stay in the same school at least maybe 2 or 3 years. They get to have their friends, to make friends, to keep friends. It is very traumatic for the children in the program. They come home and they're wondering, is their mom going to be okay? Did their dad find where they live? They live in fear all the time, as well as the women in the program. One of the houses that and both of the houses that we have, the first floor apartments that we have, the women do not open up the windows at least 6 to 8 months before they're feeling somewhat safe because they're afraid that their abuser might find them. So fear is a very seriously driving force in a lot of the work that we do with the families. But in the end, they do very, very well.
That's great. Now, you mentioned the apartments. Is it a communal living situation, or what happens over there at Emerge?
No, each woman gets their own fully furnished apartment, because that gives them an opportunity to be able to manage their home, learn how to live within their means, understand their needs versus their wants, and to be able to become independent in the future, knowing that they've been able to accomplish this for a couple of years or more.
That's amazing. You are changing lives right and left, and Southport Congregational Church could not be more proud to be a part of what you are doing there. So thank you so much for rising up out of your own horrid situation and making the world a better place.
One family at a time.
One family at a time. Thanks for joining us for this Southport Congregational Church Mission Partner interview with Donna Jackson of Emerge, Inc. To find out more about Emerge and the wonderful programs they have for women who are survivors of domestic abuse, please see the link below. And if you'd like to find out more about Southport Congregational Church and our programs and our missions, and possibly join us for a live service on a Sunday morning, please click the link below as well. And please, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.